What's up guys, in this video I wanted to go over an updated Phasecast build for Amara. This build is going to be all around Mayhem 4, and I actually made this build a while ago. I called it the Kinetic cast build because it involves all around using kinetic weapons, which is crazy because normally on Amara you want to use elemental weapons, but every single piece of gear we're using is around kinetic damage. Now this build involves new gear from DLC 1 and from the Takedown update, and it is still very good. You can easily solo things on Mayhem 4 this build, and it is insanely fun to play. So let's get right into the gear. So starting off, we're going to be using the Maggie as our main weapon for just ad clear. It's also can be very good for boss damage. But as you see, all our guns are going to have anoints dealing with on accidentally we get more damage, and that's because we're going to be getting our action skill a lot. But so the Maggie is insanely good at just clearing out ads, insanely good at doing some boss damage. It's just all around a great weapon. The next weapon I have is the Becca right here, which actually splits into 3 bullets if you're at a certain range, which makes the gun do a lot more damage. Plus I have a Phasecast anoint, so it gets even more damage after I pop my Phasecast. And this gunner here can literally melt bosses. I have a clip on my channel where one clip of this killed a Grave Ward. Like it's crazy how much damage this thing can do. Then right here I have an ion cannon with ×2. But on axe skill, I get 100% more damage, so this is obviously just stupid good. Any tanky enemy that the Maggie can't handle, the ion cannon can just straight up destroy it with one shot, basically. And it's also can just do insanely good on bosses too. Next, I have the EMP5 just to move faster. I'll also have on axe skill I get 100% more damage, which is really good because I also have a ×2, and this thing can actually shred through enemies as well. It's not going to do insanely good for bossing, but for mobbing, this thing can be really good. You just run fast and you just melt enemies. All right, so going into the shield, I have a transformer right here. I feel like I always use the transformer, but it's just that good of a shield. And I have an axe skill I get 50% bonus incendiary damage. And then the grenade, I have a Stormfront solely just for axe skill I'm getting 50% bonus radiation damage. You can change these out. I'm just using this because this is generally what I like to use because most enemies in the game are fleshy enemies. I know with the DLC a lot of corrosion has been added, but you can switch to corrosion when you're doing DLC type stuff. Now as you saw, like I said before, all the weapons are kinetic. We're solely using gear and Amara skills to make all these weapons have elemental damage. That's why I'm calling it Kinetic Amara or Kinetic Cast. Alright, so next, we have a Phaser right here. I know this recently did get nerfed, but it's still insanely good. Obviously, when you pop your axe skill, you get max stacks, which give you more damage and more cooldown rate, plus whatever other skills you have in your skill tree. And what's really good about this one is I have 31% more axe skill cooldown rate and 45% more Jacob's weapon critical damage. That is stupid good paired with the Maggie and also the Becca, because you do an absurd amount of critical damage. Plus, this is getting buffed with some of her other skills in her skill tree. Alright, and finally, the artifact, I'm using the Snowdrift right here to give bonus slide speed, just to move quicker. I also get more magazine size and cooldown rate. Plus, every kill I get, I restore 18% of my health, which is really good. Alright, so going into the skills, we're going to be starting on Mystical Assault. This is obviously what we're going to be using for the most part. I have 3 points in fast hands to get that quick, just gunslinger type playstyle, because this is what this whole build is going to be around. Just moving around really quick and killing things really quick and having no downtime. I have 1 point Do Harm, 1 point Violent Tapestry to get down to the bottom. It's also going to keep my rush stacks up. Next, I'm going to Transcend right here. So every time I pop axe, I'm getting increased accuracy and increased critical hit damage. Again, this is really good with the Maggie because all the pellets are going to be tighter, and you're going to be doing even more critical hit damage, plus that class mod is also buffing the critical hit damage, and you can just basically one-shot things. 5 points on Alacrity right here to get more reload speed per stack, and after I pop my action skill, I get even faster reload speed, so pretty much we have permanent Alacrity up all the time. 5 points of Restless right here to gain more action skill cooldown rate, which is really good because we're going to be using our action skill a lot. This is going to be stacking with our class mod, and we're getting insane cooldown rates. 1 point Ascendant right here to get more action skill augments effects. Using Soul Sap right here just to get some health back, just to make my survivability even better. It's already really good, but I'm just using this to get more survivability. And you don't really need stills of mine because you're going to be killing everything anyway. You don't really need stuff to be sitting still. Plus, it's adding 15% more cooldown, which you don't really want. Alright, so next, I'm going into Laid Bare right here. So every time my Phasecast hits an enemy, that enemy is taking 25% more damage from everything, which is obviously really good. You get more damage. Then I have Wrath right here maxed out, so I get more gun damage. And then after I pop axe skill, I get even more gun damage. So this is synergizing with our anointments, synergizing with Laid Bare, synergizing with Transcend. And then finally, I'm putting one in Avatar so I can pop my Phasecast twice. Plus, I get a lot more rush stacks. So with this whole skill tree and The phase arc, I'm getting 25 max rust stacks every time I pop an action skill, and they can keep stacking, which is giving us a lot more reload speed and action skill cooldown rate. So going into the next skill tree, I have 2 points right here in anima just because of the class mod. I don't really use anima at all with this build. I have 5 points in infusion, and I'm using the shock action skill element to make all my guns do shock damage so I can strip shields off. I have 5 points in tempest right here to get more elemental damage, plus I'm getting extra shock damage, which is really good. So this is going to be buffing our infusion, our shield, and our grenade elemental damage. So we're going to be doing a lot more elemental damage right here. Then I have 3 points right here in Conflux, just because of the class mod. Don't really need it, but every now and then you might apply corrosive to an enemy, which it's just whatever. Final skill tree. I have 3 points in personal space because you're going to be up close running and gunning. This is very good to have because you're going to be doing a lot more damage. 5 points of clarity right here to get more health regeneration. 3 points in Samsara right here to get more gun damage and health regeneration. And then 1 point in helping hands just because I had 1 left and I threw it in here. So now every time I pop action, it's got 12% damage reduction, which is just, it's pretty good for just popping an action skill. Now I'm just going to have some gameplay in the background. I'm just generally going to talk about the build and talk about like certain things that it can do and how everything just synergizes really well. The way it works is you come across an enemy, you're going to pop your phase cast. That is going to give you a lot of damage buffs from your skill tree like Wrath and Transcend, plus you're going to get a lot more accuracy. The phase cast is going to hit the enemy. You're going to debuff him with Laid Bare, and on top of that, your Samsara is actually going to give you more damage because every time your action skill hits the enemy, you're getting Samsara stacks. It's also going to proc your phase cast anoints on your gun, plus with the 45% critical hit damage on the class mod, I'm just destroying enemies. It is crazy how fast it can kill people. And for survivability of this build, you don't really have to worry about it, as the artifact is going to give you health back after every kill, and your Samsara is healing you per enemy hit with your action skill. You get 5% per stack and go up to 5 times, plus clarity is healing you for every time you pop action skill. It's just a 5% health generation on missing health, which is really good. And plus you're also getting damage reduction with helping hands. So with all that together, you have a lot of health regeneration things as well, and just ways to get your health back. So not only you're buffing your gun damage a lot, you're also having a lot of health regeneration, so you're having a lot of survivability. And since you're playing Amara, you have all these kinetic weapons that are also doing 3 elements at once. Plus those elements are doing an insane amount of damage. This build is very fun. It is super good. You don't even have to use the weapons I'm using. You could get something like a shotgun, expect like the Hellwalker specifically, and you can just one-shot enemies. You can use literally any gun in the game, honestly, but this is what I like to use. I like playing like, you know, Jacob's running gun. So the Maggie and the Becca is super good at doing that. This is definitely a top tier build for Amara. As I said before, you can take this in any Mayhem 4 activity and straight up just wreck enemies. It's crazy how fast you can kill things. But anyway, guys, that's going to do all for me. I hope you enjoyed the build. I hope you guys can get the gear for this build, and I hope you get to see just how powerful it is. But that's going to do all for me. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.